Okay, we're still in our L9 Start document. Let's go up to the Layers panel, and this time let's make the logo layer visible. Okay, and with our black arrow selection tool, let's click on Mike's Coffee, and we see that this type has been outlined and grouped. So let's go ahead and fill it with a gradient. Make sure the fill indicator is to the front, and come down here to the gradient panel and activate the gradient by clicking on the gradient fill box. And now the type is filled with the default white to black linear gradient. But let's go ahead and change the angle. So in the gradient panel, click on the little angle icon, and let's type in -90 and hit the tab key. And we look back at the type, and it's now has a gradient that goes from light to dark from top to bottom. And the reason the gradient goes across all the letters in the same way is that the letters are grouped. Alright, well, let's change the colors in the gradient. We'll go to the gradient panel and double click on the first color stop. And we once again get the color panel and the swatches panel inside the gradient panel. And let's choose swatches, and we're going to change the color of the first color stop to light red. So let's click on the light red color swatch and hit the escape key to leave that panel. Now we're going to add a third color stop by just clicking in the middle below the color ramp, below the gradient slider. We'll just click once, and now we've added a new color stop, a third color stop. So now you can delete color stops at any time by simply clicking on the color stop and then dragging it off the bottom of the gradient panel. But we do want a third color stop, so I'm going to go back and click in the center below the gradient slider ramp. There. And now I've got a third color stop in between the beginning and ending colors. And so we're going to change the color on that one. We'll just double click on that color stop in the middle. And this time let's go ahead and choose the dark red color swatch. Okay. And change that color and hit the escape key to leave that panel. And we're just going to leave the third color stop, the ending color stop, the way it is and not change that color. But I wanted you to notice that there is a diamond above the gradient slider, and it's between the first and second color stop, and there's also a diamond between the second and third color stop. And if we click on the first diamond and then look at the location, we see it's at 50%. Now, I suggest that you leave each diamond at 50% location. Click on the other one and see that that's also at 50%. You can move the diamonds back and forth, which changes the look of the gradient, but gradients often look better when the diamond is at the 50% location. So we're just going to leave the diamonds the way they are, and then we'll go up here to the Select menu to deselect, and take a look at the type, which is now filled with that new gradient color.